So, if you don't connect the identity of Jesus with redemption, everything has failed. So you cannot take away the identity of Jesus without connecting him with the redemption. That is one of the key and cardinal issue, theological issue of understanding the place of Jesus in the Godhead. Are we together? So when we talk about Jesus, this issue of his identity, just like I said, have been a bone of contention for so many years. Even during his time, just as we saw in the book of John chapter 7, this is issue of identity. All right, so the religious leaders, the Jewish people, did not understand this man, Jesus. A lot of people have been saying he's a good man. There were times that Jesus was even asking his disciples, "Who do people say I am?" People have had a lot of, they had a lot of perception about his identity. All right. So, but we need to understand that for you to have the full knowledge of who Jesus is, you have to connect it with the redemption. That was the purpose of his coming. That was the purpose of God in being incarnate. That was the purpose of the incarnation. Call it the incarnation theology. All right. Now, this incarnation is basically about even us humans, even us. That is the purpose. Are we together? That was, or that is the purpose. God had to take on the form of man in order to redeem man. To redeem man. So God in human form. And that doesn't take away his divinity. He is God. All right. So we need to get to understand this. That will really help us even in our understanding of who Jesus is. So Jesus is beyond just a human. Jesus is beyond the concept of men. Jesus is beyond the concept of whatever kind of religion, and you cannot give God a position. God gives himself the kind of position he chooses to do that. So when God chooses to become a human being, that is none of our business. When he chooses to become the Son of God, that is not our business. All right. The business is his place in our life, the place of redemption, the place of redemption. So I pray that God is going to help us, even as we key into the word, to study very well, to see the place, to see our place in God's place of redemption. I think that is one of the basic things we need to understand, to see our place in the place of God's redemption.